definitely have Bermuda down in here. It's gonna come on like mad.
Yes.
We're not gonna let a little Bermuda grass stop us from starting a garden. Remember, we're gonna start it with the cycle. We're gonna pile, we're gonna plant, we're gonna protect, we're gonna pick. But yeah, your soil's pretty good.
Oh, good.
See, it's softened up right now, but yeah. Now we have the option of going all the way out there, but I don't think for a new garden, it's gonna be close enough to the house. We don't wanna have to drag the hose. We wanna keep it visible, and we wanna be able to enjoy it from the house. And that's a pretty good sized garden to start off with. I think a better solution might be right over here.
Now, I do want to get the giant sunflowers.
Right.
Which they can be like 7, 8 feet tall, is my thought, to really make this.
There's a couple different things you want to consider. First, of course, is sun. You want to make sure wherever you're going to put your garden, whether it's in ground, a raised bed, or containers, you want to have a minimum of 6 hours of good sun exposure. So when you're starting a brand new garden, here in northeastern Oklahoma, zone 7, we have Bermuda grass, we have purple dead nettle, we've got henbit, we've got all sorts of native plants. So how do we keep that from growing up through what we want to grow? Mow it just as tight as you can in the pattern or the square or the area you want to have. Put down cardboard in that area and then cover it with mulch.
Okay, let me write.
I understand you'll do a narrative, right?
And with the trees that your neighbor has, it looks like he already has some wood chips, or you can get the local wood chip drop, free wood chips, and get a truckload brought in here. You put that down. And I also know that your neighbor over there has some hay. I'll bet he'll make a deal on some of that folded hay. That'll work really well. Because we're going to mix it all together, and that way you have your deep mix mulch. And then we're going to plant your sunflowers in there.
Okay, and then what is the planting procedure on this? Would I already have them pre-sprouting, or should I just plant a seed?
Yeah, we're going to plant the seeds. You can start them inside. They don't like to be transplanted too well.
Yeah.
You're going to plant them very heavy. Germinates. And then you're going to go through and you're going to thin them out. You're going to leave about 6 inches in between the healthiest looking ones. The reason you want, they put down a really good deep taproot.
Yeah.
But if they're too close together, then they get kind of spindly. You want them to have a good stalk on there. Now, the other thing, we're in Oklahoma, and right now it's a little breezy. The other night it was really breezy.
Yeah.
Okay, so even with the most hardy sunflowers in Oklahoma, they tend to bend over or break. I would take a T-post or some other post, and in your pattern, put those in the ground every 5 or 6 feet, and that way you can run strings between them, and as they grow, you're sort of trellising them. There's another variety of sunflowers that put on multiple heads that aren't quite as big as those giant ones. You might want to think about interplanting those but don't do it until April 15th. I really think the first thing we want to do is decide how we want to lay this out. Now right here, I had a couple bales of straw that were left over from the cold frames last year. Before you got here, I took the rusty bands off of here. Now we're not just going to put it down as a nice little covering. We're going to put this in deep, and it'll be a while before we need to spread this out. You don't have to do this. Some people really like to. So I'm just going to demonstrate. I don't have enough cardboard to fill this whole area, so I'm not going to do it to the whole area. But you can put cardboard down. That's one good barrier. I'm not just putting it where it's bare. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on this grass. And I'm going to just start making a pile. Fine, the mulch moderates the temperature of the soil.
Okay.
It also retains the moisture, so you have to water less. But sunflowers, they like to be watered. And that's the other reason I think right here is a good spot. And you'll be able to see it from the house. Yeah. And you'll be able to enjoy it. And the thing is, if it's back there, you're not going to do anything with it. You'll get busy. I guarantee you. You're looking at what kind of material you want to use for your mulch. Your hay, your lawn clippings, they all break down very fast, and they're considered green in the compost. Now, of course, your wood chips, they're considered a brown, But the woody material, the browns, they break down a lot slower. Now your leaves, they're brown, and they break down pretty quickly, but not like your greens. Sawdust comes off of commercial lumber that has been dried, and it takes a lot longer to break down. What is the best material to use as a mulch? Is it all hay? Is it all grass? Is it all leaves? Is it all wood chips? Well, it kind of depends on what you want to grow and what you have available to you. Now, the more alkaline, which is at the very beginning of what we would call dirt turning into soil. What is dirt? So I looked up another definition of dirt. Dirt is earth or soil. Soil is actually the minerals that are made up of sand, silt, and clay, which are different sized particles of rocks that have broken down over years. As long as you have sand or silt or clay or a combination of both, even with the organic matter, you still have to have life to break it all down. Now I'm just having fun with dirt. It covers the entire surface of the earth, and it has enough nutrients to grow all the plants we ever want to grow. Thing is, we have to take care of the life in that soil. The only way to do that is to let that web build up. When you feed that web, you're going to be successful. The ground does not want to be left bare. So right now, we're covering it in organic matter. You know, I'm like most farmers. I started doing this in the late 60s. We tilled everything, and we hoed weeds, and we added nitrate fertilizer, and we did it all wrong. Most of our crops grow with a nice balance of bacteria and a nice balance of fungus. That's the life in the soil food web. But I took what I learned from everybody. I only had a little bit of each. I mixed it all together because that's what I had. Now I'm not going to put cardboard down underneath all of this. I'm just using this cardboard because I got it, and it's a good little barrier right here at the edge. You know what? For that matter, go ahead and get this whole roll in here. I'll meet you over by the wood chips. No, not these piles, those piles. Here with the pine tar in it. That's gonna make a nice mix. And this is what we're looking for. The soil underneath that, you can't compact it. It's full of roots. It's full of wormholes. What we want to feed the garden with. Sometimes I worry that I'm making this sound too complicated. The deep mulch garden is whatever organics you can find for free. Now I got lucky and got the wood chips through a tree service. They're just trying to get rid of them. There's a much bigger area here than I thought when I first laid out this fence. Well, you've been following my story. You know I like to bite off more than I can chew, although we seem to get it done. We're gonna be back out here tomorrow. Let's look at the new part of the garden. Now I've got all kinds of different plants growing in here. That means we got roots, and that means we got life in the soil. Do I want to dig that up and till that up and kill that life in the beginning? I want to just cover it up, promote that life. Now what's the recipe? It really doesn't matter, we're not tilling it up. Greens, browns, I don't care about any of that. All I want to do is keep the ground covered. That's what this green here is for, is to keep the ground covered. Now some people like to put cardboard down. I don't find that it's necessary. And if you look at the leaves that have blown in here, that's a natural process. And that doesn't stop anything from growing. But if we tweak that natural process, we can use it to our benefit. The leaves, the hay, the straw, when we put it in thick, it's gonna do just fine. We've already removed the rocks and we moved some hay this morning. I just put that down first, and then the leaves, we're just gonna put a nice little layer down, make a pile. Then come in with a load of wood chips. You can kind of spread it out, or you can just start making piles. It all works. Just add a little bit more. How do you know when you have enough mulch? I'm gonna stick with Bruce Stout's rule of thumb, more. You'd be surprised at how fast that's gonna break down. Up here to the mulch pile. Got up to the gate, got that all laid in with mulch. We're starting to work on that corner over there that you were just with me. And then we're gonna go ahead and work on the center of the garden. And then we're just gonna kind of come together. We'll do a couple loads every day. Won't take very long. And then we'll be ready to plant. And pretty quick, you won't be able to tell the old part of the garden from the new part of the garden. Yeah, I think I have enough room to grow a pretty decent sweet potato patch this year. You can do this too. And here's the secret. There is no secret. You work with nature and what's available to you. You bring in mulch. Doesn't matter what kind of organics. You mix it together the best you can. And by spring, when you go to plant, you're gonna mix it together even more. You let that life in the soil do all the work for you. And today it's 50-50 on what's the hardest work you'll ever do in the garden, whether it's gonna be harvesting or bringing in a few wheelbarrow loads of mulch. You don't have to fertilize or put any chemicals down. You'll be amazed at what the food tastes like. The new garden project, pretty much wrapped up. So really now all I have to do is bring in some mulch. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.